Hello and welcome to another episode of A Candid Conversation with Adam Lopez. I'm your host, Adam. And guess what? Today we have somebody all the way from the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, Cindi Cohn. Welcome to Candid Conversations with Adam Lopez.
Thank you so much for having me, Adam. I'm super excited.
You know what, Cindi? I just got to say that your energy, I love your energy, your synergy. I love your passion. I just like your drive, and I know you want to do great things. So today, we're going to provide a very exciting episode, right? Because there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of rumors going around that you're working on a book. There's some other stuff going around that you've been attending special events and just doing great things. But let's talk about Makesie, because Makesie is something that you're passionate about because you are a candle lover. So tell us a little bit what Makesie is and share with the audience and our listeners and our viewers, what can you bring to the table?
I would love to talk about Makesie. Makesie is super exciting. We actually just rebranded. We were called the Wooden Wick Co. That's how most people know us right now. We started several years ago where our main focus was the wooden wick, and we have over 100 patents on it. So that was our main focus years ago. However, the pandemic was one of the things that just sparked it to grow and grow and grow. And because of that, we went into new categories where we're not just about wicks anymore. So we had to make a name that reflected that. So that's where Makesie was born. But Makesie is basically, we are a global supplier of luxury items for do-it-yourselfers, people that want to make things. So they could have their small business, it could be Etsy, it could be just at home, it could be wherever they're creating. So that's basically what Makesie does. What I do is super exciting. I run all the virtual classes. What does that mean? What does that look like? Exactly. Yeah. Well, a little bit about me. I was one of the people that started the first online high school years ago, well before virtual was even a thing. It was actually pretty taboo, if you will, to have kids online. And I was part of that years ago. Like I said, the first one ever to be on the internet. From there, I stayed there about 15 years. I've always been in virtual education. And what led to this is that this combines virtual education, which I'm great at, and my love for candles, which is a whole nother love. But what I do is I do what I call edutainment. So I'm going to educate and entertain everyone. So that's pretty much, I mean, I'm happy to keep going on, but I don't know what other questions you have. But
no.
I do lots of corporations, small businesses. Like you mentioned earlier, I was just at a very huge event in LA. I absolutely love my job just because it combines all the parts of me that I'm passionate about.
No, thank you, Cindi. That's an amazing introduction, a segue, because I know that Makesie, more than anything, is also geared towards team events, right? Team building. Some of your household names are Amazon, Google, Salesforce, Comcast, corporate, right? Corporate America, which is amazing. So the name brings a lot of history behind it. It has a lot of influence. So kudos to you for what you're doing. It's amazing. I can see you how you glow behind the camera. I can see how you can provide very educational platform, which is great. I know you were an event in LA not too long ago. We saw videos and pictures, and it's awesome that you're able to get into that platform because of the product that you represent. So ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking to Cindi Cohn all the way from Tennessee. She represents Makesie. There's a lot to discuss here, but let's talk about a little bit about your personal life, Cindi. Sure. I know that you're obsessed with dogs, right? You love caffeine. You love all tea, all caffeine variations. Trust me, I contacted the FBI and I did some background on you, so you're not going to get away from anything today, okay? So let's talk about your obsession with dogs and caffeine. Is that what drives you throughout the day? What's going on there?
Wow. Adam, first of all, that's also my husband's name. Second,
he must be an amazing guy.
He is. And you brought up so many things about me that I'm a little bit taken back and scared that you have been scouring my profile and all my posts. Yes, you know everything about me. So let me tell you a little bit about me. What fuels my energy? Actually, I do love caffeine. I start my day with espresso. I might have a couple lattes. Then I switch to tea. I like this cinnamon and spice tea, and green tea. But I use that usually decaf. I have a whole regimen throughout my day. So yes, I do love caffeine, and all sorts of teas. So, but that's not what really sparks my energy. People ask this actually all the time. Honestly, connecting with people. I absolutely have a love for people, whether I'm in the grocery store, whether I'm online. It doesn't matter if I know them or not. I'm just gravitating towards people and helping people, making their lives better. And that's honestly where I get my energy from.
Well, and you know what? That's going to be a segue to the next conversation, which is you want to empower women. You have tips for to increase joy in life. So you genuinely care, Cindi, to make sure that people live the best life they can, to bring joy to their life, which is something that I think we all should strive for, not only individually, but how do we empower others, right? How do we make sure do you increase your life, your joy in your life, and those that surround you? So, and I know, like I said earlier, there's a rumor that you're writing a book, and I also understand you want to. Ultimate goal is to be a speaker to empower individuals, to increase joy in life. So tell us a little bit. Number one, here's a couple of questions for you on this one segment. Number one, why do you think it's important for individuals to increase their joy in life? And number two, what type of tips, like how can you help people? And number three, what's your ultimate objective, Cindi, in having this journey?
Okay, those are all great questions. And I will self-admit that I do have ADD. It is diagnosed by me and anybody who's ever met me. I don't take medication. That's part of my fun. So I might not remember every question that you said, but I will do my best. So Absolutely. Joy. It is not only for women, it is for everybody. But Absolutely. Joy is so important. And we are all capable of it. That's the thing. So it's as available to me as it is to you. It's a choice. There are things that we can do to help cultivate it. It does take action on your part. Nothing in life is going to happen and fall in your lap. Okay. There's action that needs to be involved in cultivating your own happiness and joy. But I'll give you a couple of tips. For me, let's start with candles. Believe it or not, candles cultivate joy in so many ways, and there's scientific reasonings behind this. So candles, just the actual light is calming and peaceful, right? That's why candles are used for celebrations, rituals, decor, self-care, wellness. There's all around the world, candles are pretty much something that everybody uses for different reasons or another, celebrations or self-care, light, whatever it may be. Now, so you're peaceful from the light of the candle burning. Then if you had a wooden wick candle, which is what I do all my classes with, wooden wick candles. Yeah. The wood wick, what makes it unique is that it crackles. So it's like a mini fireplace crackling, and then the flame like dances. It is beautiful. So you have a beautiful sight to see. You hear the crackling and you sense the well-being from the light. But it gets better. Believe it or not, this is all true scientific. So how does it get better, Cindi? That's pretty good, right? Right. Well, there's a fragrance in there, and the fragrance emits an aroma. Depending on what fragrance you have in your candle, changes your brain and your limbic system. So you have the power by lighting a candle to completely change and transform your atmosphere from the aroma and your mood from breathing it in. It is just an beautiful, beautiful self-care routine that I have been using well before I ever worked here. For over 20 years, my self-care routine has always included multiple candles, a bathtub, and maybe some wine, maybe not.
You know what, Cindi, I got to tell you something. I am a huge candle lover. There's just something about candles where you just, turn it on in any room. And you're right. Now that you put it in that perspective, it just changes your mood from the flame, from the aroma. It just changes the ambience. I personally, I'm always
Absolutely.
right. I'm always looking for candles. I go to the other day, little promo. I was at Kohl's, and I was looking at all the Yankee candles, and I was looking at everything they have, the wick candles, because I'm a candle lover. It's just, there's something about candles that just changes the mood. So thank you for giving us that insight, ladies and gentlemen. We're speaking to Cindi Cohn, all the way from Tennessee, the Smoky Mountains. If somebody wants to get a hold of Cindi, her email address is Cindi, Cindi, at Makesy.com. It's going to be in the bottom of your screen. It's Cindi at Makesy.com. And the phone number to get a hold of her is 252-481-4121. Again, it will be in the bottom of the screen. She's on LinkedIn. I'm going to give a website later on to look at the event she's going to be hosting. It is amazing. Any corporate companies out there, we have a lot of contacts out there in LinkedIn, Cindi. Anybody out there listening, all my colleagues, friends who want to have a team building event, she can do virtually. If you happen to have an office in the Smoky Mountains, she can go in person to your office to have this great team building event. I think it's amazing. So reach out to Cindi today to get your information. And you know what, talking about team building and the synergy and just moving forward, I want to say that for you to make one of your objectives of life to write a book, I want to commend you for that, because I believe that a lot of us, everybody has a story to share, has experiences to share. We have a lot of knowledge that we can share. Each one of us in our own different field, different industries, but nonetheless, it can be impactful to the individual. So I'm assuming that your book, Cindy, is going to include what you do personally, the candles, the joy, empowering. But there's something you said a little bit offline. Offline, you said that I want to touch on empowering women. That seems to be a common theme, Cindi, with a lot of guests I've had on my show, with people I just talked to. Let's empower women. Let's empower women to do more. So I have a question for you, and then I'll lead into my next section is, do you feel, Cindi, that women are finally getting, their place in corporate America, their place in board of directors and executive positions, a seat at the table, for lack of a better words? Or do you feel we still have a lot of improvement? We have a long way to go. Well, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm going to step back a second from your question and
Sure.
lead in your before other people look at women and promote them, we as women have to promote ourselves. And getting out of our head some of those negative thoughts, those self-limiting beliefs that we have had from being a child, things that people have said to us in middle school, things that hurt our feelings in high school, teams we didn't make. All those feelings have made us feel sometimes that we're not enough. First, we need to take inventory of that. I believe that is part of our responsibility.
Absolutely.
Then are we getting to where we want to go in corporate America? We're getting there. Are we there? No, we're not there. We know that to be true. But that's okay. It's a process. It's like it's like a garden, right? I mean, all the seeds and all the right soil and the water and everything has to be there. The sunshine has to come. We have to wait. It's a process. Beautiful things don't happen overnight. But each day we're getting further and further. That's how I view it.
You know what? I think that's great, Cindi. You bring good insight into what I was trying to convey. I want to commend you again. I can't wait till your book comes out. Of course, I'm going to have you back on the show to talk about that book, right? Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I think that's going to be really good. Just another element of everything you're trying to accomplish, right? So again, ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking to Cindi Cohn from Makesie. It's an amazing company. Check them out. She's everywhere. We can do so many great things. But now, Cindi, let's talk about, what we try to do as far as connecting with people, because I know that networking, building our network, elevating our network, our circle of friends is very important. And you know what? I think you can agree with me when I say this. marketing and sales and promotion is not the same as it was 10 years ago. You have all these platforms that is really free marketing, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you name it, it is there, and people take advantage of that because it's something good to have. Although, some corruption, some bad stuff gets integrated,
Right.
which, everybody has to choose and pick what they want to receive in their life, but I see how you hustle, Cindy. I see how you do good in LinkedIn. You try to do posts and you try to be energetic. And I'm going to tell you that you're having an impact. I believe that personality, character, connecting with people is key. The fact that you want to empower women, empower people in general, having a book out, you're going the right direction. So I just want to encourage you to continue doing what you're doing. You're having an impact, believe it or not. Sometimes we feel that our efforts are sometimes wasted because we don't see any tangible results. But trust me now, and I'm going to give you an example. Sometimes even now I get comments or emails or DMs of an episode I did 8 months ago, because somebody finally saw it and they're like, oh my God, Adam, I have to tell you what you said in this part really touched my life because I'm going through the same thing. So everything that we do has an effect somewhere along the line. So I just want to encourage you, right? So, but I wanted to ask you, how important do you think it is, for your network, building your circle, using LinkedIn as your platform? And do you have any plans to integrate that into now what you're embarking with your book and everything else?
Absolutely. Yes, I'm actively working on a website for myself and
Nice.
getting the help of someone I met on LinkedIn, actually. Um, and regarding my networking, I think that's a great topic, actually. I know people call it networking, and back in the day, LinkedIn was just for networking to get a job. That's it, the only reason people were really on LinkedIn. Okay, my whole purpose on LinkedIn, to be totally honest, is I have met the most amazing people and community that I couldn't find anywhere else. I have genuine relationships that I talk to people offline, off LinkedIn, intend to see people even off LinkedIn, with nothing to gain, pure friendships. I don't need there to come to an event. They don't need me to buy anything from them. It is a pure, genuine connection. And I absolutely love LinkedIn for that. So for me, I'm not networking. I am a relationship builder. I have a master's degree in education and counseling. I am a person. I love people. So that's just who I am. So I have no agenda whatsoever, which is probably why people are attracted to me.
Yeah.
People see my heart. They see who I am. I'm genuine. I'm authentic. I'll never say anything I don't mean. If I have something negative to think or say, I just don't say it. Not every thought has to be put out there in the world either. So I just encourage other people to use LinkedIn like I have and develop a beautiful network of people. You don't know where it might go someday. If you want it to go in that direction, for me, it's just really just great people.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We heard it from Cindi Cohn directly. She loves people. She's transparent. She has no agenda. And you know what, Cindi, that's a good point. Let me tell you why. When you have no agenda and everything is just spontaneous, impromptu, you go with the flow. It becomes when it's organic, it has more value. Let me tell you why. Most of my guests, when they're going to come on the show, like, Adam, can you send me some questions? Can you tell me what we can talk about? Well, you know what? That is what makes this show unique. It's literally a candid conversation because nothing's rehearsed. And Cindi, you know this. I didn't send you any questions because, and I don't have, trust me, I don't have any questions written down. All I have here is your points that you sent me, because you have to go with the flow. It has to be impromptu. It has to be spontaneous. It has to be real. It has to be unrehearsed, because you know why, Cindi? You'll speak from the heart and you'll speak the truth.
Oh,
if I tell you, hey, Cindi, I'm gonna ask you about, your journey with Makesy and your book, and then you're gonna be rehearsing and writing notes down. And no, so that's why that's what differentiates us, Cindi, from a lot of the group, is that we don't have an agenda. We're very spontaneous. We love people. We're open, transparent, which a lot of our colleagues are as well, which is something. Keep it real, people. Let's keep it real, right?
And that you bring up a really good point, and it's not part of my talk, but as long as you're bringing up people, surround yourself with other like-minded people that are either going where you want to go, have the same values, ethics, positive attitude, whatever it might be. Surround yourself with those people. Your life will just be so much happier. You'll have such a supportive network. And that's what I have. And I'm just so grateful every single day for it.
That's amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking to Cindi Cohn. She represents Makesy. She's all the way from the Smoky Mountains, Tennessee. She's Dolly Parton's neighbor, so she's amazing. They always have candle parties, right? So if anybody wants to get a hold of Cindi for any information regarding whatever she's doing, you can email her at cindy@makesy.com. Email's going to be in the bottom. Give her a ring on the phone. Her direct number is 252-481-4121. Follow her on LinkedIn. It's all going to be in the bottom of the screen. Also, there's also an event address website where you can go, which is makesy.com/pages/Makesy /events. I'll have it on the screen so you can reference and check her out as well. So Cindi, we have come to the end of this interview, but I want to give you an opportunity to give a word of encouragement to any company, organization, agency, corporate America that's listening, that's going to watch and listen, to this interview, to see what you can do for the company, any team building event. So Cindi, why don't you pitch your idea, your encouragement to these companies, organizations, agencies, corporate America, of what you can do for team building to encourage your teams?
Okay, so I love to have team building experiences. I'm an edutainer. What that is my word of educating and entertaining at the same time. I pack 1 hour of your employees' time and we just have a blast. We make a candle, but that's kind of like as I am entertaining them, educating them on the specifics of making a candle and inspiring them to be creative, use their creative juices more, especially even back at work. Then they could also use this candle once it's done for wellness and self-care. We go over all those things. It is 1 hour packed of inspiration, creativity, motivation, education, entertainment, and so much fun. I get the best reviews. I would love to do a team event for you next.
So there you have it. We heard from Cindi's heart. Anybody out there interested, please reach out to her. All the information is going to be on the bottom of the screen. Cindi, I want to thank you so much for making the time. I know that we had to scramble and change our schedules around, but we finally made it happen. Like I said, I'm going to reiterate this. I love your energy. I love your passion. I love what you transmit behind the camera. I wish you the best of luck and success in everything you do, which I think you are going to have. So thank you, Cindi, so much for your participation. And of course, I can't wait to send you one of my famous and coveted mugs on LinkedIn, which is a Candid Conversation with Adam Lopez mug. You'll get this in the mail very soon as a thank you for being a guest on this show. And ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching another episode of A Candid Conversation with Adam Lopez with your host, Adam, and our guest, Cindi Cohn. I want to encourage you to continue watching these episodes. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Visit my website. You can see different episodes coming up. You can see opportunities for sponsorship to even buy merchandise. So anything you do, I appreciate. Thank you very much and have a great rest of your week. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
This episode is sponsored in part by County Schools Federal Credit Union. Established in 1960 with the motto, people helping people, County Schools Federal Credit Union continues to support Ventura County's educational community and their families while educating members and the community about financial awareness. With 2 branch locations, one in Oxnard, California, and the corporate offices in Ventura, California, County Schools Federal Credit Union strives to fulfill its vision of financial well-being for all and achieve its mission to improve people's lives and support ongoing education through fair financial products and services. Call County Schools Federal Credit Union today to learn more about all the great banking options and financial resources available to you. And visit the website at www.csfcu.org. County Schools Federal Credit Union. Thank you for your sponsorship and your partnership.